Bizarre Brain Comics. Good morning, my friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I'm your host, Gary. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. Okay, this time I want to do a young adult graphic novel from 2010. This is published by IDW. James Patterson's Witch and Wizard Battle for Shadowland. Okay. Since it's too long to go through the way I normally do, it'll just basically be a review. Let's see what I got on Witch and Wizard. That's not Witch and Wizard. Already did that one. And that one. And that one. We'll get to it. And that one. There we go. Witch and Wizard Battle for Shadowland. Graphic novel. IDW 2010. Now, if you're not familiar with James Patterson, he is a best-selling author of mystery and thriller novels. Probably best known for his Alex Cross series of novels, but has done a lot of other things. Sometimes he's done stuff that steps slightly over the bounds into science fiction, and then later he went whole hog all the way into science fiction. But about 20 years ago, he started doing some with other authors, some series of young adult novels, which was inspired by one of his regular novels, which involved genetic engineered mutant children, and they had wings. That gave rise to the Maximum Ride series of young adult novels, and then it went on to like Daniel X and this one here, which was Witch and Wizard. And of course, it's mostly his name to be the selling point. I imagine he worked up the main characters and the plot, and then passed it off to his co-authors to produce the finished product. I don't know. I think that's fine. I just wish they would delineate the participation, but his name is the selling point. Okay, and this was written by James Patterson with Dara Naragi, I think is how you pronounce that, and drawn by Victor Santos. And this graphic novel takes place between the first two prose novels. And the series of Witch and Wizard, the series of novels ran from 2009 to 2014, with I think only 1 year in there that with a gap without a book. And the story follows, Witch and Wizard story follows the adventures of siblings Wisty, 15, and Wit, 18. Allgood, their name was Allgood, in a dystopian fascistic near future where people with magical powers are charged and persecuted for practicing witchcraft. IDW released 2 graphic novels set in that world in 2010 and 2011. And book in the first book of the novel series, the kids' parents are charged with witchcraft. Kids are taken from their parents, and when they begin to exhibit magical abilities, they escape to the free land and team up with other teens to fight the oppressive regime. That is an oversimplification. And okay, so so let us go to this fascistic world of Witch and Wizard with James Patterson. Okay, and here you can see the full cover, and this is the same basic color design, and this is all the both of these graphic novels had this type of cover. The colors were changed a little bit, but this is the same covers that they had on the novels. And I haven't read the books, but I have listened to, I believe, the first 2, if I remember correctly, the first 2 of them on audio, and I enjoyed them. And as I said, this was drawn by Victor Santos. And he was born in 1977, and he's a Spanish cartoonist and scriptwriter from Valencia, as well as working for Spanish publishers. He has done work for the American market, Image, some DC, and IDW, like these. Considered to be one of the most fruitful Spanish authors of his generation. He usually writes and draws his own projects, but has also worked from scripts by other writers, as well as writing for other artists. He studied fine arts and was one of the founding members of the Valencia collective Seven Monos. And I don't know what that means. Okay. And he is a fine artist, quite adequate. But he is stylized. He is so stylized. He can't, at least his artwork here, he cannot be called anything other than a cartoonist, because it is a very cartoonish stylization, which is fine. He tells the story very well visually. Has some good page layout, good action, good drama, all that. The only thing is, I am not happy with his particular stylization of art for this type of material. I think his stuff would work better for maybe some quasi-humorous adventure, with more humor injected into it. It would work better with his stylization. But that's just my opinion. When I first saw it, I was very, very put off by it. But then the more I looked at it, the more I examined it, I could see the quality, the artistic quality in the work. We'll take a look here. James Patterson's Witch and Wizard. And there you see Wit and Wisty. And they're starting off here. As I said, this takes place between the first two novels. They're in the Freelands. They're all these young people who are basically rebels are holed up in the ruins of an old department store. This is part of the cities that is been overrun, fallen into decay, and mostly unoccupied. This is see, and you can kind of see his stylization here. It is fine, and he does some really good panel design, and giving Garfunkel's is the name of the place that they're all holed up in. And I had some good design, good detail in the backgrounds and stuff, good visual storytelling, but it's just the stylization for this material I'm not thrilled with. Okay, some of these kids are going into this place because something is going on with the New Order, which is the government. They're basically the Nazis of this world, and they're like the resistance, and they're got to sneak in. Of course, they have some magical powers, and they can each, some of the kids have different specialities, different talents, and they're going in to investigate this new setup here, and they have to sneak in, and so they transform themselves into little bugs to sneak in. But then they sneak in, and you can see them sneaking to get into the computer place, and Wisty turns her and this guy back. Now this guy in the yellow shirt, he is really not to be trusted, because he was the one who initially turned the Allgood family into the New Order for being magically inclined, and then it turned out he was too, and he didn't know it. So he's trying to make up for his mistake. I have that to say for him, but he's having difficulty earning people's trust again. So get in here. They're trapped. They're trying to see what's going on. Oh, the guards get there. Wisty zaps, uses some of her magic, and they are, and then allows them to get out of there. And then Wisty's brother, he is all teed off. Because he really, really does not like this guy. She's trying to give him a chance, but Wit isn't. And there's stuff going on. Zap, zap, zap. Did they get the information? Did you get what they needed? I don't know. Okay, here they are back at just living, existing, talking about things. Making friends with other characters, and here we find out what their computer brain magical girl. Yeah, she got the information, and it turns out there's this got this new technology using the blood of curves. Now, curves are the magical people who can open portals to what's known as Shadowland, which is a limbo world, and allows them. And is inhabited by the spirits of dead magical users. So they have some of them there, and then the lost ones, which were like demons, in there as well. But with that, they can gain access to anywhere in the world through Shadowland, and they're New Order's developing this technology, said using the blood of the curves to infiltrate, so that they can get anywhere and deal with anyone. This big fat guy here, he is the one who makes new weapons, and he is accountable to this one here, this guy here. Get the glare off there, the bald guy, the one who is the one. He is the leader. And it turns out well, I'll get more into that. So they're going into here. They're going into the Lost World. They're going undercover, because they want to try to destroy that stuff. And here, Wisty has gone into the Shadowlands with a curve. They're being attacked by the Lost Ones. I like this. See, this is interesting here, because the two stories are parallel. So the top tier is what's going on with Wisty, and the bottom tier is what's going on with Wit. Well, Wit and some have gone in undercover. And fortunately, Wisty's got their dog. I've forgotten his name. And he's kind of magical too, I think. I'm not sure whether or he's just a dog. I can't remember. Anyway, it gets chilly in Shadowland, and going to the science center there, and stuff going on. They snatch the IDs of two people so they can get into the science center and turn the other one into our cute little mouse. They get in there, and they want because they want to help. Oh yeah. These are the bodies of curves. My gosh, they're using the people, and they want, and of course this process kills them to get their power off there. So here we go, and now they have a squad of infiltrating the Shadowland, and they have a battle going on in here. There's more and more stuff going on. There's some character development. The trader guy winds up being pretty good. He winds up in another battle. He winds up saving Wisty. So you can see they have some interesting page layouts, and I think the design. That's really nice right there. That's double page spread. And anyway, it comes up big conclusion. They wound up using the Lost Ones who are attracted to magic, and they wind up attacking all the soldiers, destroying all the gizmos, and those that don't manage to get away, are trapped in there as fodder for the Lost Ones. And everything comes out okay. The technology is lost, and then here's the grim conclusion where the One is really ticked off at the One who makes new weapons, and he is imprisoned. He is frozen basically here in place. He's alive but can't move as a living statue, and the birds are about to pick his eyes out. And it turns out, see, the One who is the one who started all this, and is the leader, and is the ringleader of the anti-magical movement, is himself a magic user. But he wants to get rid of all the other magic users so that he can be the most powerful one there is. And that's the basic premise of all these stories. It's a real enjoyable read. And once I get past the stylization of the art, it's fine. I really enjoy it. And that's when I look closer, and then I can see the good qualities. Even though I'm not thrilled with the stylization, he's a very good artist and visual storyteller. So that's what I've got for James Patterson's Witch and Wizard. Check it out sometime if you want. Please like, share, subscribe. If you have other friends who are interested in these, who read the novels, for example, and those are interested in that, but haven't read any of the comics about it, refer this to them, or to other friends who are just interested in magical stuff or non-conventional comic book fare. That's it. Please like, share, subscribe, and remember, even if it's based on prose fiction, comics are art.